G'day, Bomber fans. We have got some more trade news. This time it's good. You know, there's been lots of poopy trade news lately. It hasn't been a fun week for Essendon fans. Now we've got something good to talk about because the Bombers, the club most of you support, I assume, are looking to be trying to splash the cash to make the team a bit better than it currently is, and they've got one man in mind at the moment, and that man is Zac Bailey. So let's talk about this and some other sprinklings of trade news as well. Okay, so on the Gettable podcast, Mr. Cal Toomey came out and reported that Essendon are preparing a monster or mega deal, the words he used, for the first time All-Australian Zac Bailey. Essendon are set to offer the most lucrative contract in the club's history to lure Bailey across. He believes it could be 6+ years worth $1.3 million a season, which is big money. It would be the biggest money any Essendon player is on. Some might point at Ben Mackay. He's actually well under $1 million next year because of that front-end contract. So Zac Bailey would enter the club as our highest paid player if he joins. A few things to talk about here. Cal Toomey does say it is more likely to get done next season, if it gets done, that is. Zac Bailey runs out of his contract next year. He's going to become a free agent, but it might not stop the club from trying to wheel and deal a bit this year too, especially if Jordan Ridley was to request a trade like some are reporting he might. And now he is contracted at Brisbane, Zac Bailey. He's playing finals footy, probably not thinking about his future much right now, but the Lions do get their pre-agent deals done early. They don't like to have important players uncontracted in their free agency year. There are going to be talks with Bailey's management this year, you can assume. Bailey will be made aware that he could be earning more money at Essendon, more security at Essendon. It really just comes down to what Bailey wants from life. If he wants success, if he wants to play at a better football club, he will stay at Brisbane. The Lions are a much better club in a much better spot than we are right now. There's going to be some of you in the comments saying, why would Bailey want to join the Bombers over Brisbane? I get that. You know, Brisbane are better. But sometimes it is just not about that. Sometimes it's about what is best for your life. Bailey isn't from Victoria. He's from Northern Territory originally, so no geographical links really, I don't think, but there's a lot of money involved. He'd be earning a lot more money at Essendon, and that is the play here. We're offering a lot of money for someone who really isn't a proper top-tier star of the comp yet, I would say, but it's the best way you can try and lure him across, and he is a very good player. He's All-Australian this year. But no, I think this is good. It's proactive. It might not work. You're really asking a player right now to join a club for money. He has success at Brisbane, both personal and with his team. He's got everything at Brisbane, really. The reason for joining Essendon would be for more money, which some players might want. You know, it's a good way to fast-track life after footy. Doesn't hurt to ask the question if you're the Bombers. We have the salary cap space, plenty of it, and if we bring him in as a free agent next year, it would mean we can continue to attack the draft like we've been doing. So yeah, I think this is good. Do I think it happens? I don't know, probably not. The good teams rarely lose good players. It doesn't hurt to ask the question, though. So I think we're going to find out this year if it does. The Lions will likely try and get him signed up for another contract after finals. I doubt anything happens while they're still playing. So yeah, we'll probably get an update after the final series concludes. I like this as a potential pickup if we go hard. I hope we go hard because Bailey is a very good player. He'd really complement our team as it currently stands. We need some more Zac Baileys in our forward half. Let me know what you guys think down below. Do you think we should be going hard for Zac Bailey this year? We've got some more Zach Merrett news to touch on. There's a bit here. I mean, it started with Jay Clark, who is his story, which translated into a discussion between Sam McClure and Damien Barrett. You had other more credible journos chiming in. Cal Toomey's commented on it now. Sam Edmund gave more details about the meeting that the club put towards Merrett not long ago, which he apparently wasn't a huge fan of. Tom Morris said that although Merrett looks unlikely to leave or request a trade, there is some disgruntlement there. Yeah, I mean, you got everyone talking about it now, and no one's coming to put it to bed. Like, there's probably a bit here. I think Merrett right now might be thinking about his future, how likely he is to win a flag at Essendon. The club did meet with Merrett to discuss the future. Merrett was apparently frustrated by that because, again, the club is rebuilding with him as the captain. I think that's the best thing for the club to do, but it's obviously frustrating for Merrett, and you have to understand that. I don't think Merrett's leaving. I'm pretty confident that he's going to stay with the club and captain it, and I really don't blame him for being frustrated or thinking about success elsewhere. The guy wants to win. He wants to win a flag, but that's why I'm confident that the Bombers will keep him, because I doubt he's going to, knock down doors to get out of the club. He's either going to be traded and win a flag elsewhere, or he'll try his hardest to win a flag with the club he's at, and that is Essendon. So the common feeling is that he won't go. The club won't won't want to trade him. He won't want to ask for a trade. Hawthorn are apparently keen. St Kilda offered him massive money last year, but I don't think he's going anywhere, even if he's a bit disgruntled. Sam Draper, this one's going to wrap up really soon. So a lot has happened recently. You had Sam Draper and the club come out and say that they're still tossing up things. Draper said so on his podcast. You had Jay Clark say he was leaving. Cal Toomey recently said he was leaving as well. It was just a matter of Brisbane or Adelaide. Yeah, I think at this stage, he is just deciding between those two teams. And if he was to stay at Essendon, it would be a tremendous backflip. The club are resigned to losing Draper. They may not say that, but they are, and many have said that. I've said this a few times, but I believe the club are planning for Band 2 compensation, although it is close. It is going to be very close between Band 1 and Band 2. Band 2 would just be not ideal at all. That would really make this a gut punch. If this was to be Band 1 compensation, it would give us another top 10 pick, which is... it would make it feel a bit better. I don't want to lose Draper, but unfortunately it looks like he's set to leave the club. I'm sure in a few days I'll be posting a video after his announcement. Elijah Sardis. So it seems like he will be on the list next year. It looks like there isn't heaps of interest out there for him. I did see Sam McClure link him to the Roos. He said they're interested. I don't really take that as news. Like, there are 2 or 3 journos out there who I just barely pay attention to, and one of them is Elijah Sardis. One of them is Sam McClure. But no, the stance I believe from the club is that as of right now, Sardis is a required member. That is always what clubs say. Like, I'm sure if North came forward with a good offer for him, the Bombers would listen. But as of right now, I don't think that's going to happen. Zane Dersma, there's no real news here. The other week, Cal Toomey said that he was disgruntled at North. Clubs could have a look. He named the Bombers as a team who could potentially be keen. But if you compare that with, if you pair it with Sam McClure's, I was going to say news, but let's say Sam McClure's words, that North could be keen on Sardis, that could pave the way for a little, way to facilitate a trade. It wouldn't be a straight swap. It wouldn't be Sardis for Dersma. We'd have to give up a pick on top of that, I reckon. Throwing away a second rounder on top of it as well. Dersma's a more hyped player. But yeah, North do need more picks. They need new midfielders. They threw away draft capital last year for some reason. They'll ideally want more picks. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I don't think anything happens here. I think Sardis stays. I think Dersma stays. But at least you've got a platform for it potentially for a player swap if it was to happen. And before we go, they might not be too keen on us right now because we stole their high performance boss. But West Coast, according to CEO Don Pike, they are open to splitting their prize picks, which means with either pick 1 or more likely pick 2 that they get from Oscar Allen compensation, they are willing to trade that away and get multiple selections back in return. So for example, a club looking to move up the draft board can give away 2 early selections, picks 5 and 6 in our case, and grab pick 2 in the process. That is very interesting because if you're looking at clubs who could facilitate a trade to move up the order and help the Eagles split picks, Essendon have to be right up the top there. And now this would be made even more likely if the Bombers were to get Band 1 compensation for Sam Draper. I think if we got Band 1 compo, we would have to be chatting to the Eagles to try and move up the order, and I guess the big reason to move up the order in this draft would be to get Willem Dersma, or if Draper leaves, Cooper Duff-Tytler. So yeah, keep an eye on this. The Bombers will be one of the clubs in talks with West Coast at stages around that pick 2 that they get for Oscar Allen. And of course, also just touching on picks a bit more, Essendon will be trading away the second rounders that we have and getting more accessible late capital back. I wouldn't be surprised if we attempt to move picks forward into next year's draft as well, because that hand is already fairly stacked as it is right now. It's looking like we get 3 to 4 first rounders in through the door this year with our picks, and also Adam Swade, the possibility of Hussein Al-Achkar late too. So yeah, great draft hand to work with already. It may get better if we look to talk to the Eagles about their split pitting. The good news is they're keen. But that is that. That is again another trade update. There's too much going on. They need to chill it out. Give us a week's break so we can talk about something else. But that is all. Cheers for watching, Bomber fans. Make sure you like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and as always, go Bombers.